Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Elle, and today I'm going to be talking about all of the books that I'm currently obsessing over. So I've been reading some really amazing books in December, some not so great ones, but one book really inspired this video, which I will get right into, which is Deviant Hearts by Jagger Cole. So this one, I was like reading a couple of different dark romances in December, not loving them. Like I started God of Malice by Raina Kent and did not love that one at all. Ended up DNFing it. Read Poison Roses, which I really liked. But this one was so freaking good, and I got this as a rec from Jen from the Book Refuge, and I never heard of this author before, but I just gave it a shot. I was like, what do I have to lose? So this is a mafia arranged marriage romance, and it was so freaking good. So the heroine is from the Irish Mafia, and she's been seeing this like next door neighbor who is just like so good looking, and she's like, oof, like he's just like eye candy, and so he's like across away from her, and so she ends up later that day finding out that she is having to marry him, and he is the head of the Greek Mafia in, I think, New York, and so they have to be arranged to marry each other, and her uncle is like, you have to marry him, and she does not want to marry him at all, finds him super like annoying, and it's like kind of hate to love. And I just really enjoyed this one. It was really good. There's lots of mafia action in this one, which I thought was really fun, and he's very like, whoever touches you, they die, like touch you and you die, and I just love that one. Or like, who hurt you? And there was a lot of suspense in this one, which I absolutely loved. It just felt like such a great like mafia romance, and I really liked it, and I cannot wait to continue on with this series. Then I read Wreck My Plans, and I absolutely love this book. It was freaking phenomenal. This is a Christmas romance, and normally I don't read a ton of Christmas romances, but Jess from Peaceful Books recced this in one of her recent videos, and I was hooked. And this one was so good. So this is kind of a second chance romance, like a little bit. So the heroine and heroine have known each other for years. The hero is like her brother's best friend, and they almost kind of had a moment together, like Christmases like in the past. And ever since then, he kind of dropped out of their lives and is like, it just like, it's too much for me to be there. And so she was supposed to spend Christmas with her best friend. And so the hero ended up coming to Christmas that year, and she ended up coming too. So she's really mad at him for like basically distancing himself from the family. She never knew why he did it, but he is just like so attracted to her. And it's like, I didn't want to cross that line. So it's like second chance, very angsty, age gap, and kind of forbidden because he is her brother's best friend. And it was amazing. Like, I love this hero so freaking much. And there's so many like amazing quotes in this one, and I absolutely loved it. Like, they both just like had to give in to their desire for each other, and it was just an amazing romance. I am like so obsessed with this book. Like, it was just so good. Like, I freaking love this book, and I normally don't read a ton of Christmas romances, but this one was amazing. Top tier, loved it so much. Definitely go read it. Then I have After the Storm by Laura Pavlov. This book was another amazing romance. This is a second chance small town romance. So the hero and heroine have gone their separate ways after they were in a relationship in like high school. She married somebody else, and he had a baby with somebody else, and now it is years later, and she's returning to the town, and she is like seeing him again, and all of these old feelings are coming back up, and it's like second chance, single dad, and it was amazing. I love this book so much. It was just very angsty because she's like, I'm just so hurt from like our past together. I've always loved you. It's always been you, like trope, and I just love that in romances. And it was so good. I loved like the tension and the angst, and it was just perfection. This book was amazing. I loved it. I cannot wait to get a physical copy of this one. Then I have another dark romance, which is Passion and Venom by Shanor Williams. I actually started this book like a couple of years ago, and at first I was very turned off by it and was like DNF, like I don't like it. And then I picked it up again because I've seen it circulating and people have really liked it, so I decided to give it a shot and it was so good. So the heroine it's her wedding day and she just married like one of the heads of a mafia, and her husband gets like killed right in front of her and she's kidnapped. And the hero is her kidnappee, and she is kind of like in his, you know, he like basically owns her kind of, and they start doing things together, and it's a little bit dubious consent, and it is a very dark romance, and he has to bend her to his will. And I love this one. It was very short, but I really enjoyed this one. There's like this one scene that I cannot get out of my head. If you know, you know. It was so freaking good, and I need to read more of Shannara Williams' writing in her books because I've heard so many great things, but I really enjoyed this one. It's a great dark romance. It's on Kindle Unlimited, I think it is. Definitely go check it out because I really enjoyed it. Then I read Caution to the Wind by Gianna Darling. This is another amazing romance. I do not have a physical copy of this one yet, even though I want to so badly, but I got her book box, so I don't want to get like 2 copies of the same book twice because I'm already getting the hardback and a paperback. So anyways, this is the 7th book in the Fallen Men series, and I have been waiting so long for this book, and it was so worth the wait. This is a forbidden age gap, hate to love romance, motorcycle romance. So May and Axman have a really complicated past and history, and something happened in the past and now he absolutely hates her. And May is also best friends with his daughter, and something happened to his daughter from the previous book, and so now May is back in town and trying to look after her best friend, and he just cannot stand being around her, but he still like cares about her so much. And it is so good. It's like Second Chance kind of, Forced Proximity. Like, it was just, oh my gosh, this book is seared into my mind. There's lots of action with the MC stuff. You definitely need to read this series in order because things happened in the previous books that you need to know for this book. But oh my god, this book was so good. Like, my Pinterest, I have a Pinterest of the Fallen Men series, and I am just like obsessed with finding like inspiration pictures for this book because I'm obsessed with it. I love it so much, and it is like forbidden, major age gap, and he's, you know, a motorcycle rider guy, and he also is a tattoo artist. And I just love this book. It was so good. Then I have Forget Me Not by Julie Soto. This is a second chance, very angsty romance. So the hero and heroine were in a relationship in the past, but now it is years later and they broke up, and she is a wedding planner and she's about to have her biggest client yet, like that will put her on the map. It is a celebrity couple, and they are insisting on using the hero as their florist, and they have to be around each other again after both of them like breaking up, and their hearts are like obliterated. They're like, I do not want to see you. They're just like so heartbroken over what happened, and it is like second chance, super angsty, so good. I just love this one so much. The hero is very grumpy and the heroine is sunshiny, and I loved all of like the wedding planning aspects of this one. And he also has all of these flower tattoos on him, and one of them he has of her name on him, which is a flower. And I just love this one so much. Like, it was just so good, very emotional, just amazing, so good. Highly recommend. Then I have The Graham Effect by Elle Kennedy. This is one of her newest releases. This is a second generation hockey romance. So the heroine is the daughter of Garrett Graham, and she is on the Briar University women's hockey team, and the hero is on the men's hockey team. And so they both kind of strike up a bargain to work with each other because he really wants to work with her dad and she needs help like on the ice with some like technical things, and they start kind of forming a friendship which leads to a romance. But the heroine's ex is on the hockey team, so they kind of have to keep it secret from him, and it is really good. It's a college romance, new adult. I remember just loving it. I loved seeing Garrett Graham and all of the characters again. I love their romance. I loved, like, it was just so good, and I just am like back in my hockey romance mood again, and I adored this book. I listened to it on audio, It was amazing. Loved all of the hockey elements in this one as well. So good. Definitely go check this one out. And then I have King of Greed by Ana Huang. This is a marriage and trouble romance, another favorite. I love this book so much. I listened to the audiobook in like a day. I was obsessed. So the hero and heroine have been married for 10 years. It is their 10th anniversary. And they were supposed to have this, you know, big like celebration, and the hero basically forgot about it. And the hero for years now has put his work above everything else. And the heroine is at her breaking point. She's like, I can't do this anymore. I want a divorce. And he is like, what? Like, he is just shocked. And now he's like, oh crap, like I gotta get her back. I have to grovel. So for the majority of this book, he is groveling towards her and groveling for her, and just, it's so angsty, a second chance. And she's like really hurt by, you know, him not prioritizing the relationship at all. And I just love this one. I love the angst. I love the groveling, the second chance romance. And he is just so like obsessed with her and very protective over her, but he needs to let her have her moment of being sad and, you know, figuring things out. And I just love this book so much. It was amazing. Highly recommend. So good. I love the groveling. Everything in this book was amazing. Highly recommend. And the last book I'm going to talk about is Forbidden Hearts by Corinne Michaels. This is a nanny single dad romance, and the heroine is back from her master's program because something happened. So now she's back in her small town, and so the hero needs a nanny, and she is the only one who knows sign language. His daughter is deaf, and he like had this other nanny, but it fell through, and so he is just like begrudgingly hiring her because they had an incident where the daughter was allergic to something and the heroine didn't know, and she was babysitting her, and it just ended up like disaster. He's like, never again, but he has nobody else, so he has to hire her. And so they, you know, start hanging out more and more around each other, and they have this undeniable chemistry, and it is so good. It is like forbidden, age gap, single dad, and I love this one so much. It was really good. I love the twists and turns in this book because there's this other plot of like why she left, you know, so suddenly, and is trying to transfer from her master's program. And I love that twist in here, and it was really good. I loved her relationship with his daughter. I love the audiobook of this one. Zachary Weber narrates it, and he was amazing. This book is just perfection, and I loved it. Alright, well, that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed hearing me chat about books that I'm currently obsessing over. And I want you to let me know down below what books you have been reading recently that you are just obsessed with, because I would love to know. And I want to thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.